What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dragon Ball Daima episode review. Now, with today's video, we are pretty much just kind of try to just go straight through it as quickly as possible. This past weekend, your boy was very, very sick. It hit me hard Saturday and Sunday, so that's why, on those days, I usually do my Daima uploads. But since it hit me real hard and I just haven't been in the mood to do anything. I really haven't even been in the mood to make videos. I've been playing my games, for my Dokkan people. I'm still uploading, for my gaming content. But just overall, when you're real sick, you got a fever, just you guys know. So I'm not really at the best of, my peak performance as far as, speaking to you guys right now. So please excuse, any coughing or sneeze here and there. It shouldn't be too bad, but let's go ahead and jump into this review. Now, we do open up on episode 20. This is the final and last episode of Daima. So with that being said, we do pretty much open up right where we left off from last episode with Super Saiyan 4 Goku engaging in his fight. Now that he's in his adult body, he's getting used to it a little bit more. And I feel like with Goku, he's really been used to it, just this whole time, because he's really, been in here a lot longer than Vegeta. But as for, this demon world, the air is a lot thinner, but it's actually a little bit hotter too. But we've also had some confirmation that Goma has actually been thinning the dimensional realm with all the blast and all the power that he's been exerting in this section of the demon realm. So that is something to question. Now, one of the main things to keep in mind is that once the fight does start, Super Saiyan 4 Goku really does go in on Goma to the point where it seems like he has a one-up on Goma, like for the most part. You can tell Goma, his third eye is exerting power for him so he can keep up. But we end up seeing that Super Saiyan 4 Goku really is not fazed at all by this evil third eye. He keeps clashing with Goma, throwing blast at him to the point where Goma actually has to try and defend himself and really keep out of the way. And we see that, the fight engages really to a point where it's, I won't say Omega Shenron versus, GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but it does get to kind of like that level of, okay, this is giving me vibes of, something from Heroes, really. And I will say, even though a lot of people don't want to compare Daima to Heroes, it does give off that vibe here and there. But the thing is, before Daima came out, they told us that some of the influence from Daima came from GT, Heroes, and some original Dragon Ball lore. Some of the original Dragon Ball Z, storylines and stuff like that. That's where a lot of the inspiration came from for Daima. Now, we see that, like I was saying, Goku, he's getting the one-up on Goma. And your boy, Nayatoshi Shada, he actually worked on some earlier Dragon Ball Z, projects. He's worked on some movies. He did the fight between MUI, Goku, and Jiren during the TOP. And he also orchestrated the fight scene when Broly was fighting Gogeta and they actually broke the dimensional space. And that's actually what ends up happening when we see these particular scenes. We see these, homages to these certain scenes to where right here is a specific scene where Goku actually looks very similar to how he looked as MUI Goku going straight in for the punch at Jiren. So this is a memorable moment to, see Goku in this rageful moment, like he really just wants to end it. Then in the next few scenes, we do see that, like I was just saying, they actually break a dimensional realm. And I don't think it's something too big like Gogeta and Broly did, but we are seeing a display of power from both of these beings to the point where They probably did break a time space continuum for a few moments. They were actually fighting between that time and space, and then they brought it back to reality as far as Goku powering up and kind of just like bulldozing through Goma's blast and his attacks. And once Goku actually powers up and clears out of all those attacks from Goma, he's actually able to get some space between he and Goma and straight just one shots him straight in the face, sending this man just flying back down on the ground. And Goma, you can tell he's trying to exert more energy from the third eye, but you can also tell that the third eye is going to have to either be, extended to the farthest extent, to where you almost, or you will for sure, lose yourself to it, or it's probably going to push the user's body to a certain extent to where the user's body may even take actual damage. This is more that we still got to learn about the evil third eye. So I won't sit here and act like I know everything about it, but from what we're seeing in the particular scene, it does seem as if Goma's third eye is not really doing too much justice for him. Because once we see Super Saiyan 4 Goku actually power up, he's powering up so much to the point where this actually looks like a full power, what they would call in GT and what we're calling in Daima. This is what we would call a super full power Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima, because we do get this kind of whitish, yellowish aura around his body to where you can definitely tell there's a difference between, the power levels of him just being in just straight Super Saiyan 4 and then actually powering up so much to where this aura is, actually surrounding him to this extent. Now, once Goku powers up, he literally goes in on Goma and actually prepares this huge Kamehameha to where this is no doubt probably one of the strongest Kamehamehas that we've ever seen in Dragon Ball. We see Goku fires off this Kamehameha so just viciously, bruh, into Goma's attack to where it actually cancels out and it blasts straight through Goma's attack. Goku pushes every ounce of his primal instinct throughout this Kamehameha, and he blasted straight through Goma's body. It goes through his center complex. He shouldn't still be alive. This man should be dead after this Kamehameha, bruh. Because the Kamehameha doesn't just stop at Goma, but it fires through the roof of the first demon realm, through the second demon realm, and then through the third section of the demon realm, bro. This Kamehameha fires through 3 different sections of a realm, bro. Like, I don't know how much that really needs to tell y'all, like, at this point. I feel like this version of Super Saiyan 4 Goku is no doubt, either right behind GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku, or, I just don't know. I just don't know. Seeing this feat from Goku and, this feat from his Kamehameha being this crucial, it really just showed us a lot. Now, once we see this Kamehameha actually land and we see that it's finished, Goma actually just has a hole in the center of his body to where he's very badly damaged and he's stumbling back. And once we see that Goma is stumbling back and he's having trouble trying to get his bearings together, Goku looks at Piccolo, and then Piccolo sees this open shot to actually get behind Goma's head. And once he gets behind Goma's head, he gets a 2 good whacks in. And then as he's about to land that third hit, Goma actually turns around with his reflexes and actually hits Piccolo out into the distance. Now, once he hits Piccolo We then see Goma recognizes that he tried to remove the third eye from his head. So this actually pisses off Goma even more, to the point where Goma actually powers up and extends the power of the third eye to where he actually regenerates the hole in the center of his body. And we see it kind of looks like a scene where all hope has now been lost. And we see Goma is powering up. He's gotten a tad bit bigger. This is probably the biggest that he could have like gotten, just period. Because I just can't imagine him just being like just Godzilla big. Like he's already kind of like King Kong size at this point. But nonetheless, we see that as Goma is powering up and he's laughing in the ambiance and just enjoying his reign of his power, we then see his aura creates a huge shockwaves that like kind of just rotate all around him and blast everybody out into different directions, really to the point where Majin Ku is flying right behind Goma. He uses Dr. Orensu's book and he knocks Goma in the back of the head 3 times and successfully forces the third eye to bulge out of Goma's head. And once the third eye comes out, we see that it plops on the ground. Goma's body starts to, I was about to say massively shrink. It really wasn't going to make sense. It shrinks tremendously to the point where Goma actually returns to his normal size. He's no longer really a threat like that. And once the third eye is on the ground, I was about to forget his name. Glorio steps on the third eye, destroys it. We see that there's really no special makeup to it. We see there's no real like special makeup to the third eye though. It's pretty much just like this magical like organ, I guess, from the demon realm that has tremendous power. And the end of the episode really was humorous on this third eye thing. But as we see Goma, he ends up returning to his regular size. He actually ends up being arrested along with Degesu, and once him and Degesu are, well, I won't say arrested, but they're kind of subdued to the point where they can't move, they can't go anywhere, and we see Dr. Orensu and Marba, they actually end up sealing Goma and Degesu into kind of like this magic genie type of thing, this kind of lamp type of object. And once they're, subdued and they're sealed, even in those very moments, we see that just everybody's happy now. Everybody's happy that everything's really going back to normal, and really things aren't going to change. So I wouldn't say back to normal, but things are going to change for the better. So we just see, this real happy, hopeful moment for all of our characters here. And once we see that, Goma and Degesu have now been successfully locked up, it then becomes a question of conversation of who's going to be the next Supreme Demon King. And then West Kai says to his sister, why don't you take the role? And he tries to talk her into creating this peaceful world again. But, she says, how disgusting does that sound? And Neva actually steps up and really corrects them in a sense by telling them, actually the one who's the next, Supreme Demon King is the one who technically defeated the prior one. So with that being said, Dr. Orensu was really never in line to become the Supreme Demon King. Plus, she actually refuses the role because she wants to become the Supreme Demon King with the power of the Dragon Balls. And I'm suggesting with the power of the Dragon Balls because it's going to give her a substantial amount of additional power being the Supreme Demon King. So once Neva says the one who defeats the Supreme Demon King is the one who becomes the next, everybody looks around and we all of a sudden look at Ku. As we look at Majin Ku is actually going to be the new Supreme Demon King of the Demon Realm. And he actually starts appointing, different Majins to be ministers and all this stuff. And he's all proud to be the new Supreme Demon King. And he actually has a sense of consciousness to where he's really been paying attention to everybody this whole time. You know what I'm saying? You know, he tells Goryeo that he wants him to be a minister. He tells Orensu that he wants her to be his vice supreme demon king. And she's just looking baffled because she just kind of gives that look like she would never just be somebody's like sidekick or whatever. And but I mean, it is what it is. Ku is now the, you know, Supreme Demon King. Now, as we do see all of this unfold, you know, we see that King Kadan, Pansy, they, you know, he gets appointed a minister, and he comes up to Goku asking if he wants to become one, but Goku corrects him saying that they're going to leave soon. And with all things being said, this last part of the episode is where a lot of things come into question. Now, we do end up seeing how King Kanan, you know, did want to thank the Z Fighters basically for, you know, opening up the demon realms and actually just opening up this pathway of freedom to where, you know, the air has lightened up from the other demon realms and stuff like that. So I'm guessing life in the demon realm can now just be better, you know, and of course it's demons, but it's going to be in a more positive sense to where, you know, you're not just going to have senseless killings or, you know, demons that are like not really evil. They're just trying to, you know, work for their wages and stuff down here in the demon realm. But like I was saying, we do reach a very controversial scene towards the ending of the episode. Now, that controversial scene is when Vegeta says something to Kakarot about, you were keeping that transformation from me. Now, when Goku says that to Vegeta, he says this in the sense of talking about Super Saiyan 4. And once he confronts Goku about it, Goku says, oh, you mean Super Saiyan 4? And he says, Boo was really strong, so I trained a lot after fighting him. I wasn't sure if it would work, though. And then Vegeta says, it's like a bargain sale of Super Saiyans. And then Goku says, but you turned Super Saiyan 3, too. And then Vegeta says, shut up, that transformation was Ultra Vegeta 1. And then Goku flies away saying, what the heck is that? So, at this very point, you know, let's finish up the episode first. We do see like a little moment for the Namekians with Dende, Neva, and Piccolo as they set sights on, you know, a pretty hopeful future to hopefully get Nameks, you know, who lost Planet Namek and who have been reduced to nomads. They really want to reunite more of their Namekian race, basically. So they do look out to that and tell Neva that will happen, you know, at least in his lifetime. They plan on making that happen, basically. Now, with everything being said, we do get a very tearful goodbye moment from the Z Fighters saying bye to everybody from the demon realm. And, you know, it really kind of gives you this tearful moment, like I was just saying, in a sense of like Akira Toriyama saying like, bye, you guys, you know, this was my last project. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, it just kind of brings you into that moment and to really think that, like, this is one of the last actual projects that Akira Toriyama worked on. And that's what the end of the episode really gives you that vibe of, you know what I mean? And it kind of leaves off on a little bit of like an open ending. So we don't know if a season 2 is coming or whatnot. But we do, like I said, we get a little tearjerker moment at the end of the episode. Now, at the very end moment of the end credits, Goku and the gang, they actually return to the meta shop that they stopped at the very beginning of the series to get some more meta bugs because Goku wants to go there. The shop lady recognizes Goku, but she says, you're a lot bigger now. You're not the kid you were when you first got here. And then once everybody is looking at the metabugs, Bulma actually mentions the metabugs. She mentions buying some once the lady shows her bugs that actually help you look younger. And I think she said the bug actually takes off like 10 years. It makes you look 10 years younger. And Bulma seriously stands there and buys like the whole bag, bro. Like, I was weak as hell. Bulma will be Bulma, bro. Now, we do get a moment where Pansy actually gets her hands on something and she finds a jar of the evil third eyes. Now, originally there were three, but it seems like she sold one to somebody and she just has these just sitting in her store, bro. Like, this scene was crazy to me. This scene was absolutely insane. So, with that being said, like I said, I don't know if a season 2 is coming or not, but that was definitely a crazy scene on the end credits. Now, when we talk about Super Saiyan 4 and Goku, Goku says this particular sentence as in he's already had Super Saiyan 4, as if he's had it for a very, very long time. Now, well, I won't say a very long time, but it sounds like he's had it for at least, a small time frame before Daima, and then it really just took Neva actually pushing the potential, of Goku out from his, his Saiyan body, his cells, and all that. What I talked about in the last episode review, it took more of Neva actually awakening it in his most weakest moment, to where Goku was, damn near defeated. He was literally about to die. I guess, in a sense, we could have considered that more of like a Zenkai boost. Neva gave Goku a little magical Zenkai boost. I guess that's what we can call that, Zenkai boost, that allowed the pathway to his full potential to really be awakened and taken advantage of. Now, when we talk about the canonicity of what's going on now, a lot of people are now questioning, okay, well, does this mean that Goku always has had Super Saiyan 4, but he chose to go down the road to achieve Super Saiyan gods and all that? And I really stated this in my last episode review, in the sense of telling you guys that I think eventually, in the far out future of Dragon Ball, we are eventually going to get our hands on a Super Saiyan 4 transformation with God Ki Aura. I feel like that is going to happen at some point. When will that happen? I'm not too sure, but it kind of throws a wrench in a lot of people's, it kind of throws a wrench in a lot of people's, I guess, headcanon sense of what's going on. And it kind of throws a little confusion to me too. But when you kind of think about it, it makes a tad bit of sense because, okay, he said he trained a lot after Buu. So he's been keeping Super Saiyan 4 a secret. Now that kind of raises the question to me, once we get into the end of Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods, and then going into Super, or really not even just straight into Super, Battle of Gods and Revival of Frieza movie, does Goku have the obtained transformation of Super Saiyan 4 within those movies? He just doesn't use them. That is now a question that everybody's now asking. So does this mean Super Saiyan 4 Goku was really there this whole time? He just decided to go down the God path to actually obtain God Ki and all this stuff. And that could possibly be the thing with Dragon Ball Super. But now people are now also retconning, they're also trying to put in the air that Dragon Ball Daima now retcons Dragon Ball Super with all these canon events that are going on and stuff that kind of is weird with making sense and all that. So that is something we'll have to go over in like a separate video, because I do want to do a separate video on all that good stuff. So if you guys got through the end of the video, I highly appreciate you guys. You guys are the OGs of the bunch. You guys mean the world to me. Keep me in your prayers. I hope I can get over the sickness by tonight. get things up and running again, get these videos shooting out. But without further ado, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this episode. I'll see you guys in the next Dragon Ball content video.